What up, Brody? Happy Friday, y'all. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's week went well. And happy early birthday! Happy Friday the 13th. And happy early birthday to Rody. I'm like, wait a minute. Let me make sure I give a shout out to Rody. It's Friday the 13th again. 2 months back to back Friday the 13th. Crazy. I think the next one's like at the end of the year or something. Yeah, the next Friday the 13th will be in November. But it is interesting that we had 2 months back to back. But for anyone that thinks Friday the 13th is creepy, I think a lot of people don't. But for the most part, anyone that thinks it's creepy, I actually think it could bring good luck. So fingers crossed for everyone that it brings good luck. Just like a black cat crossing your path can mean something more positive than negative. So I'll put that little tiblet and inspiration out into the universe and come back in tenfolds. Today's also my grandpa's birthday. He's crossed over into the heavens, but he was actually born on a Friday the 13th. Very, very, very super Catholic man, but he was always against superstitions. He always thought that it was like opposite and kind of found humor in them. So I feel kind of the same way. But Friday the 13th vibes to everyone. Good positivity, uplifting energy, manifest nothing but good things. Duh. That was just a little food for thought, y'all. Hi. It's Friday. It's Friday. No creepy Friday 13th around here. Okay, thanks. Right, puppy. Right, puppies. Sometimes not. riddle you that, Batman. It is warm sometimes, it is cold sometimes. Can't keep up. What's cold? And don't tell me like 2 degrees. Happy Friday 13th. I only see like your little bubble, but it looks like you're cold in your profile picture. I watched this show and there was a chick named Jubilee on there, and when I saw your name, I literally thought Jubilee. So, I know that's not what it says. Or does it? So your name will be Jubilee. It snowed yesterday? Wow. How many inches? Flurries or? I like snow when I can just leave it behind me. J Hobie. Is that your actual name? Or is that like abbreviated? I'm Dutchy. Just flurries. Have you been getting snow though? Because I'm sure that's annoying. You were hoping the snow was behind you. So the Jubilee was close. I'm just making jokes. Well, hopefully the snow's behind you. Oh my gosh. So you still have snow on the side of the road. J Hobie, is that your like actual name? Or is your name like Jay or Jason? Because that's unique. Jubilee reminds me of the chick on the show. I'm like, shout out to Jubilee. Shout out to unique names. I remember the last time I saw snow, I went back home to visit, and they were so freaking tired of the snow. They were like, yo, like, we don't want any more snow. And I was like, I really hope it snows while I'm there. And everyone's like giving me death stares, like, no, we're done with the freaking snow. And I was there for 2 weeks, and I was like praying to the universe that I get a little bit of snow while I was there because they had snow pushed to the side of the road. But, like, what are you gonna like play in like dirty snow? No. And, literally like a couple days before I left, it snowed, and I was so freaking excited. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going sledding, I'm doing all the things. It definitely wasn't that much snow, but it was really exciting to see. So I went, pretend ice skating. And the next morning I had plans to play snow. It was gone. But it did snow, so that was exciting. Oh, okay. Well, I have no idea. Maybe. I was like, you may have a unique name. Okay, it's like a combination of J Hobie, J the bee, J the Jubilee. My boys haven't seen snow. I have no idea. They probably would enjoy though. What kind of dog do you have? You know, it's funny because I remember I got snowed into school once, and my uncle took forever to come pick up me and my cousins. And he was like giving us like the breakdown of the rules of playing in the snow. We were very young, and I just remember fond, great, well, it's a very important memory that he said, "Do not eat the yellow snow." So I'm like, is that's the dirty snow, you know? Besides dirty, dirty snow. Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. I know it's definitely never easy gaining an angel, especially a fur angel. It's like, or I have like mini fur feathered fin scale angels, but it's never easy. So definitely all the healing your way. I know like there's never going to be any animal that replaces another animal, but I do believe there's like little like moments of time that they're like kind of reincarnated into another soul for us so that way we can get through it because it's not easy. Border collies are pretty cool. The golden retriever will definitely keep you on your toes. There's one in my neighborhood that I have a soft spot for. He's been kind of aggressive to us, like walking, but I just know that it's poor handlement on the owner's behalf. And he has kind of like a crazy background story, so I like sympathize with the dude. But golden retrievers are really smart if they're trained right. And they're really smart even when they're not trained right, so it's really like handlement issues most of the time, but that goes for most dogs. Hopefully, he doesn't chew up your house. And potty training is easy. Sending good vibes. So your pup definitely would not be against dirty snow. He's like, wait, do I pee on this or do I pee on that? But now this is gone, so where do I pee? That sounds fun. You know, honestly, like puppies are a lot of work, but it goes so fast. Definitely important grounding moments in time because they learn a lot in those puppy phases, and I think puppy phases last for the first couple of years. But appreciate those moments because they go so fast. Even in tough moments, you know, like there's still like a bonding experience happening. Very grounding moments. Yeah, all the shoes are picked up. Yeah, most definitely. My Belgian was definitely a chewer for a while. They always have to have bones regardless. My Dutch doesn't could care less, but you're like, and the shoes are up. Goldens get huge. The one that lives in my neighborhood, he's a big boy. I have a Dutch Shepherd, hence the name Good Dutchy Boy. That's my Dutch Shepherd. I am a girl. And I have a Belgian Malinois. And I have a bunch of other kids, from feathered to fin kids in nature. Good luck with the puppy phase. We actually don't do beds here. Like we don't do like them sleeping on the beds. I would never have a bed to sleep in, but not to worry, they have their own beds. Puppy's like, I'm gonna learn fast where I'm supposed to be. That's where you sleep? Me too. I don't know why YouTube like hid your comment. I'm like, but I can see why YouTube hid your comment. Did your collie not care about the bed at all? He's sure trying. You just have to like, if you're not with it, because I'm not with it. Like they go everywhere. I clean their paws when they come back in from outside. But keeping up with the floors alone is a whole other like job task. So I'm not trying to keep up with like furniture too. And plus furniture will just get disgusting. And my bed is like supposed to be like a comfy place at night, not like a dirt bag. So I'm like, no, no. But they have one really, really huge bed that I drag around. And then they have another little bed if they want to sleep separately. And little, it's like medium size. But, oh, they'll try sometimes. Like, if I'm like laying there, that's how I'm woken up in the morning. Like, oh, we can kind of get on here to greet you. Good morning, right? When I got new couches a few months back, like one of my pups was like, "This is for us, right? Because it matches their bed." I'm like, "Sorry, dudes, that's a no." I'm sure your collie put a little message out to the dog universe, like, "Hey, he needs some support right now, so just be a super cuddly support system." Everywhere I go, my pups tend to follow. My Dutch is a little bit more like independent of like his where he goes and stuff, but for the most part, it's like a cat dog, dog dog situation. And honestly, growing up, like there was like no rules against like couches and beds and stuff. Like animals just did what they wanted. But I can see these guys are big, so I don't really want them like running and jumping all over the couches and tearing them up. But they don't really care. It's not like a punishment by far. They could care less. Collie's like, "Hey, human, do what I ask." Oh, oh my gosh, reincarnation. I don't know if you believe in it, but wow. You know, I had that happen with a couple of my birds, and I definitely don't believe in coincidences. I think they come into our lives for like the perfect time. And, you know, we're like thinking, should I do this? I need a mourn. But then I don't think that our animals would want us a mourning. They would want us, you know, saving another pup. That's definitely meant to be in heaven sent for sure. I know it never replaces the other soul by far. Kind of keeps the soul busy, so we're not focused on sadness, you know. And then puppies always come, or any like new animal really come with like new skills, new like behaviorisms, like new excitement, new fun. And sometimes it can even be similar fun. I know my boys do things sometimes that remind me of my dogs in the past. I was like, wait a minute. What are you tapping into right now? And that's awesome you ended up getting it from family. I I grew up with like animals all the time, and I've said before on here I have a photo of me as a kid with one of my very like, I don't know how to word it, because I had so many animals, so they all meant something to me for sure. My heart is full with animals, but I definitely had a couple pups that like really stood out in my childhood. And there was one photo that I had with one of my pups, and he was a crazy dog, super smart, and just like really outsmarted my parents. They didn't know what they were doing by far. And I definitely I like made that photo, not intentionally, but remade that photo with my Belgian. And I'm like, wow, like I really feel like you may have been reincarnated. My parents always said that they were German shepherds because they had a friend that bred German shepherds and they all spoke German. But I honestly think that may have been Belgian Malinois, and they had no clue because the dad was black, like my Belgian. And we ended up getting a puppy too, and the puppy looked like a Belgian Malinois that's brown and black with the black face. And I think my parents just thought that they were shepherds because my dad grew up with shepherds. Or maybe they were, I have no idea. But I look back and I'm like, I think they were Belgians just because of how the dad looked differently than the pup. But I recreated that photo of my Belgian, and I just cannot unsee it. And I was like, wow, like maybe you really are like some form. I do think that every animal has their own like place in their heart, so they're not being replaced. But I do think that they tap in. And my Belgian at times, I swear he's like playing with like dog ghost or something, because he just like goes in these little moments of playing by himself, like of excitement. And I'm like, who are you playing with? That's cool. So it was meant to be. That's exciting though. Definitely enjoy the puppy moments. I know it can be like hard and like you're learning and training with them as well, but it can also be so much fun. So to remember that and teach them whatever your heart desires. I feel like dogs are so smart and they don't get enough credit for it, and they do so much for us. Even if they're not like doing agility and stuff like that, they still do so much for us in so many different ways. Definitely soul filling wise. Your aunt's like, he's getting this dog. It's staying in the family. She knew what she was doing. The pup too. I'm sure your collie came in like, hey, let's nudge this little one on over there. The fam needs him. I'd like to believe that we all meet again, so I try not to like go down the rabbit hole of sadness of what it feels like when you gain an angel of any sort. Because as mentioned, none of them can ever be replaced. But I do think they work together as like a force, a universal, like positive positive PAW, positive vibes of lifting our spirits in the times of like not moving on, but knowing that we could, really change another pup's life without realizing it, or any animal, because they need companionship too. Yeah, positive. I was like, let me emphasize. Yeah, no problem. I'm about to run out of here too myself. Nice meeting you, Jubilee. Give some head scratches and some treats to the retriever for me too, and I'll definitely do the same. Good chat, and all the healing your way. I know, once again, it never replaces anything or any soul, but soak up those puppy days too, because those are the most grounding companionship moments of time, and I'm sure your pup will mold into something amazing and I'm sure they're already positively doing so. Happy Friday 13th! And stay away from the dirty snow. Don't know if you're still out there. We do some positive trainings around here, so treat and reinforcement is the key to any training and the key to their hearts.